Hey everyone, it's Sarada and I scribble, and today is day 10 of Inktober and I will be painting with a lot of ink today, and it will be this image of my OC Tsukino, and I'm gonna get right into it right away. So for today's painting I'm starting out by doing the entire background in black ink, and initially I wasn't sure how to do this because I had played a little with the ink beforehand and it came out very blotchy whenever I tried to paint a sort of gradient background with it because it dried so quickly. I do like that it dries quickly though, because that stops me from ruining my paintings if I should put my hand in it. But at the same time, if you're painting larger areas, it dries too quickly and it becomes very splotchy and uneven. So I was looking for inspiration and techniques, and lo and behold I found some on Instagram. One of the people I follow was doing an ink drawing, and they were covering the paper in water and then dropping ink into it, and it just, first of all, it looked amazing. Like, just the way the ink spread, it looked so nice, and then it seemed to give a very nice bloom. So I wanted to try that out, and I think my first couple of drops weren't really that good, but by the end of it, I think I got a hang of it. So I did a very rough water outline around Tsukino, and that's why I'm filling in around her using more ink, because I didn't dare go right up until the line art. I was just afraid it would bleed into the actual drawing and ruin the entire thing, so I went on the cautious side and left a bit of a border, which I then filled in with black, and it turned out nice. I like the result. This was a really different thing for me to do as well. I've never worked with ink before like this, so it was just really enjoyable, and I keep sticking my head into the view of the camera, I know, but I needed to be able to see stuff. And by the time I got to this painting, I was so tired. I've done 2 watercolors today besides this painting, and I did those beforehand because I was waiting on the mail. I was hoping I'd get my dip pen today so I could try it out, but I didn't. So this was the 3rd painting I did in a row today. I've been very productive, but my eyes were very tired by the time I got to this one, so I keep dipping my head in because I can't really see properly. So I keep on refining, outlining, and I did the same thing with the stars. I outlined the stars with water. After I'd done the entire wash, I then outlined the stars using water and dropped ink using the brush around it, and it gave a really nice bloom because I wanted the areas around the stars and Tsukino to be the darkest, and then for everything else to be sort of bloomy and uneven. And I think this technique worked really well for that. There are still some sort of gradient streaks around her legs, but I couldn't really fix those without overworking the painting, I should say, because if I fixed that, then I would find something else I needed to fix, and then I would just keep going and probably not like the painting in the end. I do like this painting though. I'm very happy with how it turned out. Besides the ink that I'm using, I'm also going to use some watercolor, my Signo, white Signo, and yeah, here you can see me using some really hot pink watercolor. Initially I was going to do this entirely in black and white, but I couldn't resist. I wanted to add some color, so I decided that Tsukino's super vibrant hair had to be it, and I also colored in the stars yellow. And the watercolor palette I'm using is a Winsor Cotman Pocket Plus. I'm not sure if they sell this one anymore. I always see the Pocket one everywhere, but I've never seen the Pocket Plus. I got mine locally, and it's a really good palette. So I did use Inkwash on her dress and on the leggings, and I actually used a hairdryer between all of the layers. I was really impatient with this one. Usually I wait for the paper to dry on its own, but because I'd been doing watercolor too and needed to speed up the process, I ended up using the hairdryer to dry each layer in between. If you're short on time, a hairdryer is a really efficient tool to speed up the process. If you have a heat gun, that's really great, but for watercolor and ink, the hairdryer seems to work just fine. I outlined the entire silhouette of Tsukino last. I didn't outline the stars though. I considered it, but I figured since the area around them was pretty black to begin with, I left it alone. And I think it looks better for it. I didn't shade too much. I added some very, very weak shadows. But I wanted to emphasize on the background rather than Tsukino herself. And then I also used some gouache, Winsor Newton gouache, to drop in some stars. And I just flicked paint off of a flat brush. And the painting is actually finished now. And I was going to say one more thing. Yeah, Into the Stars. Forever ago, I decided that Tsukino's theme song would be Into the Stars by Olivia Lufkin. And it's still like her song. It's still very much her song. So that is why I titled the piece the way I did and why it looks the way it does. Video's over. Thank you so much for sticking around for this slightly longer video. I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Bye!